I've read this a million times. We have to understand the very point that it's making. If we confess our sins, He is faithful and just to forgive our sins. Now, a lot of us stop there because it's great to be forgiven, but being forgiven doesn't mean you're healed, because you might do it again. And just for the moment, I did this as a Catholic growing up. I got to live the week and I got to go to confession on Saturday. I got to confess everything. Heck, it felt like a sport. Made sure I got it off my plate. And I was good. And guess what? Sunday came around and I get to start all over again. So I would stop right there. He was just, I knew He could forgive my sins. I confessed it. I was good. But I didn't understand the last part of it. And it was to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. That is not something we can do. It's just not. Let's make it a little bit more simple, because there is something we can do. After all, we can cooperate with God and we can do something on our part. But let's define those things, because you and I could use the same words and mean totally something. And we might engage in our conversation not knowing that the same word that we're using is a different context. It happens all the time. It's funny because the English language does this the most. I'm surprised that the English language is predominantly spoken in the entire world, and I'm angry at this. You know, if I had to tell somebody, make sure you go right, you know that I'm right, so write that down. I just use the same word 3 times in 3 different contexts, and it gets really frustrating. And to everybody who's learned English as your second language, you have a brain that I can't comprehend, because to learn this language is an amazing art of intelligence. Just remember, and then, you know, if we didn't throw them off with the way the same word can mean stuff, how about we spell it different? How about you use your phone? Oh, PH. It's not a P-home? I mean, like, it drives me nuts. But again, if we don't define these things, if we don't explain these things, we will not be able to understand. And God has, thank God, He's translated it, because He is the originator of all the languages. He's translated His word in every language. We need to be able to understand what He's talking about, not what we think it means. We have to know what He says it to be.